All right. I think we have sound now, right? Hello, everybody. Kelly Atchison at AStampAbove.com coming to you live from Menasha, Wisconsin. Yes, Nancy, thank you. Nancy says sound. Hello, everybody. I hope you've had a fantastic weekend. I am using my fancy streaming software again. So it's a little tentative. I'm still a little unsure about what's going on. Oh my gosh. I see Crystal and Marcia and Brooke is here and Vicky. Luba, Crystal, Barb, Lynn, Kim, Lori, holy cow, we've got a whole slew of people here for a fantastic stamping class. I'm excited to be with you tonight. I hope you guys all had a wonderful weekend. I had a really fun weekend. Let's see. Thursday, well, does the weekend start on Thursday? I think it does. Thursday night, I had Val and Dawson overnight, so that was really fun. We did all kinds of stuff. We went to the local nature preserve park. It's called Heck Rot, but Val calls it Hot Rocket. Hot Rocket? Hot Pocket. Hot Rocket. So it's kind of funny. We went there and played and played and played and played. And then we came home and we ate lunch. And then they wanted to ride their bikes to the park down the street. So we did that. That was really fun. And I should have been exhausted, but I wasn't. And that was so strange for me. So that was kind of exciting. I have to tell you guys that I started a diet on Friday. So it's time. It's past due. It's past due for me to drop a few pounds. I think I'm looking to lose 20 pounds. And I'm telling you guys this so you can hold me accountable. And believe me, if I falter, I will be the first one to confess because I'm all about being real. So anyways, I had a salad today with some, what do I want to call? Flash fried chicken. I took chicken and cooked it in olive oil and spices. I don't know what you call that. It's something. You guys will tell me what it is. But I had a salad with spinach. I like spinach rather than lettuce. I don't know. I just don't think lettuce has a lot of value in it. So and red peppers and cucumbers and a little bit of cheese and a little bit of bacon left over from Friday's breakfast. So yeah, I started that. Yesterday, Haley and Val and I went to my niece's wedding shower. So about 2 weeks ago, my niece decided she was getting married at the end of June. I'm serious. And so within 2 weeks, her bridesmaids put together a beautiful, and I mean beautiful shower for her yesterday. So Haley, Val, and I got ready to make the trip to Marshfield, which is, I don't know, about an hour and 40 minutes from here, maybe, I don't know, something close to that. It's over by my mom's house. And it was hysterical because while Haley was running into the house to get something, I went over there to pick them up and Haley went in the house. I'm buckling Val in her car seat because it's a girl's day, right? And she says to me, she goes, how did she say that? What is this tub thing all about? Do you guys get that? Shower, tub. So when Haley got in the car, I told her what Val said, and we giggled and giggled. And then we made up stories about what was going to happen at the shower. So there's only girls invited because we all go there and everybody takes a shower. And she's like, do you take your clothes off? Yep. Everybody's going to take their clothes off, but it's only girls. And we're going to all take a shower. And she goes, yeah, I don't know if I like that. And we laughed and we laughed. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. So anyways, we went to the shower. It was absolutely beautiful. It was a tea. And there were little teapots and all different kinds of flavored teas to try and scones and the white stuff, which I can't remember what it's called, but it's made with real cream and cream cheese and some powdered sugar. And it was very white and fluffy. And it's for the scones. And then some homemade strawberry jam to go along with that. And then we had chicken salad on croissants and all kinds of little goodies. So it was really, really sweet. We played some games, which were really fun. I love the shower games. I hear from so many people, oh, I hate these games. No, I love them. They're fun. It's a good reason to laugh and be silly. And We played, what did we play? We had to guess the pictures. I got almost every single one wrong. We had to guess how old Emma was in the pictures. I don't know what happened to me, but I like totally lost that game. And then there was another game where we had to write things down. 5 points for this, 4 points for that. Oh, shower feud. So it was like Family Feud. And they said 100 guests were surveyed. And then they asked a question like, what is the main thing that everybody says happens at a wedding? Well, the bride and groom kiss. So that was an answer. I did pretty good on that one. And then we had got into groups and we had to make a bridal dress on somebody out of toilet paper. And I failed miserably, which was really shocking. But you wouldn't believe some of the gowns that they made out of toilet paper were really, really pretty. So it was really fun. We had a great time. We came back to town and I got up here and got busy. I have been making some more swap cards. We have a pre-order right now with some brand new online exclusives. So that's been fun. And of course, cards for tonight, which I've been having so much fun with. I love to design cards. So that's my favorite thing to do. And so I've got to do a lot of that the last few days. I went for a walk last night at Heckrot or Hot Rocket, whatever you want to call it. And I went for a walk this morning there and I saw a deer. So that means I'm going to have a good day. I'm just kind of a little superstitious about not seeing any deer. Today I saw a deer. I had a great day. And then I went for a walk around the block tonight. So Steve was busy out in the garage painting the service doors, the open, close, go through doors, not the big overhead, go up and down door. He was painting one of the doors. It took him way longer than it should have. But he learned a lot in the process. They said the best way to do it was to spray paint it. And that just really looked crummy. So I don't know how many cans of spray paint he went through, but then he decided to roll it on and that looks much nicer. He painted the doors white and then the trim around the windows on the door black, and it looks really sharp because he's got a black and white theme going on in there. So he kept himself super busy. And other than that, I'm a little I didn't take a nap today, which is very odd. I didn't take a nap yesterday. Well, maybe I did yesterday, but Friday I didn't take a nap after both parks. So I'm getting some energy, which is really nice. And I think it's due to some supplements that I've been taking. So we'll see. I'll give you a full update on that when I feel like that's really what's going on. Because I've been so doggy lately. And so I'm trying some things to see what happens. And I'm picking some embellishments off my table here because they're going to bug me. So anyways, that's what's happening. I am going to change up my format a little bit. And I am going to go ahead and start stamping tonight. And then probably when I get done with this card, or maybe when I get done with the next card, I don't know. Then we're going to have a brief little what's happening with Stampin' Up! And Kelly, because, I have my online class and I loaded up all these fun graphics for you guys because this is really fancy software and I'm loving it. We'll see. I might hate it by the end of the night, but I think we're going to love it. So if you can't hear me, please post a comment right away, no sound again, because that's kind of a tricky thing here with the software. If I click to get myself away from being on the screen here and go to my desktop, then when I come back to my face, I have to click another thing to bring my sound back in. So it's very weird. And I don't need to explain it. You don't need la, 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 all that stuff. Like the Charlie Brown, wah, 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 wah. When Linus says that, wah, 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 wah. But anyways, let me know if you don't have any sound because I won't know because I'm hearing myself talk, right? I don't hear anything else. So, okay, here we go. Okay, good. Carrie Ann says that I'm on Facebook and she can hear me. That's fantastic. So now we're going to go to my desktop. Oh, that was seamless. Important. Your audio is removed. Add yourself back to use the layout. Okay. Okay. And now I think you can hear me, right? This is the time when I have to click on a thing to make the sound work. Okay, great. Excellent. All right. I'm going to try to monitor my my comments, but they're a little far away from me now, whereas before they used to be right over here. Now they're way over there. So I'm going to try to keep an eye on those. Thank you guys so much for telling me that you can hear me. I appreciate that. This is the Boho Vibes suite of products, and I really love this one. I was a little unsure about the colors in the paper. Like, I'm seeing rainbows, and we know rainbows should be red and blue and green and yellow and orange and, you know, all the really bright colors. But these are very trendy right now. So what I'm going to do is I was looking for some clothes today. Well, I wasn't really looking, but some clothes came up on my Facebook feed. And as you can see, these are our beautiful colors. This is called Boho Vibes. And they're all these kind of muted colors, which is very interesting. They're growing on me a lot. Like, I really like them. At first, I was a little bit unsure. I love the prints on the back. I love the kind of rainbow with some different colors. And these work fabulously together. So you get 6 sheets, 6 by 6 of each one of these double-sided patterns. And I really like that in a pack of paper. So this is what I found today. This is the exact boho, right? Whoops, let me get this over here. This, oh, where'd my paper go? This is the exact same pattern as these clothes that I found for Val. And yes, I did order her this outfit because it was absolutely adorable. So the, hang on, I'm looking for my little graphic that I made. It's out of order now. Oh, maybe I didn't put this one up. Maybe I didn't. But anyways, here's the DSP. Very, very pretty. I am in love with this. And so now we're going to make a really nice card. I've got the Sunshine Vibes stamp set along with the dies. There's 11 different images in here and 11 different dies in here. So I'll show you how these work. I've also got my 2 3/8 inch circle punch to go with this. These are the muted palette dots that, of course, match the designer series paper color patterns. I've got some linen thread here. I'm also using 1 circle from the Spotlight on Nature set of dies. And then we've got our Daffodil Delight, Secret Sea, and Cloud Cover. I'm really loving these new in color. I've used these more than any of the other in colors, but I really love these too. That Secret Sea is very different from our Night of Navy. And then, of course, Cloud Cover, we don't have anything like it. So that's been really fun. I'm going to bring in my cardstock layers here. We are going to be making pictures you, oh wait, hang on, I'm reading some comments. Pictures you popped up were not blurry, just your desk. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know. Who is Snake River Stamping says, I get such a kick out of you, Kelly. Your grandkids are lucky to have you have such a fun grandma. Oh, thank you so much. I really do have a blast with them. It's been such a joy to have them very close and over here a lot, to be interacting with them a lot. Okay, so you guys, this is a really cool card. This is a step card. And, oh, my system is blurry. That's very interesting. Hang on just a second. I am going to close down some windows and see if that improves, because maybe my streaming, we are kind of going to be getting storms here tonight too, you guys. So just so you know, that's interesting. On my screen, I see something completely different than what I see on my phone. I'm seeing me instead of my desktop. You guys are seeing my desktop, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so I'm hearing from people that it's not blurry where they are. And so I would say that the blurriness is actually in your internet. Mine is too blurry. Can you get into your settings while you're live? No, I can't get into my settings. Not while I'm live. Not blurry here, blurry. I refreshed, blurry. I tried going in and coming back out. I'm still blurry. It's blurry. Huh. My screen's not blurry. And some people's screens aren't blurry. So weird. Blurry on the desktop. Blurry. Okay. Mine is clear. Patty says hers is clear. Blurry got better now. Okay. All right. Well, I'm just going to keep going. You're going to get the gist of this. And remember, I will have photos on my blog when we're done. So you can very clearly see that. We're going to start out with Daffodil Delight. This is 5.5 by 8.5. So we're just dealing with a piece of cardstock. We have some scoring to do here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to score. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me start over. This is 8 by 5.5, not 8.5. It's 5.5 by 8. We're going to score this in half at 4 inches. Then what we're going to do is we are going to turn it just like this, and we're going to put it at 2 inches. We're going to cut from 2 to 6 inches. This is a step card. This looks complicated, you guys, but it's really, really quite easy. I'll get that. I need my cutting blade here. I was getting my scoring blade out of the way. Okay, so I've got this at 2 inches over here. So 2 inches from the bottom. I'm going to stand up here so I can see what's going on. I'm going to put my cutting blade at 2 inches, and I'm going to push it down, and I'm going to cut up to 6 inches, just like that. So what I've done here is just cut just like that. Then I am going to score this at 2 inches. And I'm just going to score from this cut line down. Just bring it right down here. Again, I'm going to stand up so I can see my cut line right there. Score. Just like that. So I hope you can see this in the light. So I've got a score line there, a score line there, and now I need to score right here. And whoops, again, I'm turning it upside down so I can get in here at 2 inches. And my scoring blade just fell out. And I'm going to come way up here. And again, whoops, I'm going to go from the top down. So I'll explain this all to you again in just a moment because I don't want this to be confusing. Okay, so I scored at 4 inches. Then I turned it from the bottom up. I went in 2 inches and cut from 2 to 6. Then I came back in and scored from that cut line down. This score line was already here. And then I turned it around and scored from here to here. That's it. Simple, simple. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to pull it forward while we crease this. We're going to crease this. And while we're doing that, everything else is going to crease just like that. So this is what we have. It's just like a little pop out right in the center. And I'm going to look at this for just a second. And then this one is going to go like this. See how that works? And it all starts with this cut line. Score the 4, cut from 2 to 6, score. This is already here. Score this one. And then you pull this out while you fold everything back. Easy peasy. You guys got this, right? Yay! Okay. Let me grab my bone folder. And yeah, I'm thinking that maybe the bad weather that's all over the country tonight is having an effect on my streaming in your area. You know what I mean? Because mine is clear here and other people are saying theirs is clear, which means it isn't necessarily a streaming problem on my end. And again, if this gets too weird for you, you can come back and watch it. It'll be on YouTube and my blog. So, okay, so here's our card. And now I'm going to give you all the designer series paper dimensions that go with this, because it's really just about filling these blocks in now. So this piece right here is the main panel. This is 3 3/8 by 3 3/4, and we can go ahead and glue this right on our card base. Maybe I probably left my glue open too long last night. Okay. Okay, who said that? Trish said it's a little blurry, but I can still see what you're doing. And that's the important part. Like I said, there'll be photos on my blog. So now we're going to take this. Now this is the interesting thing. We're going to push this all the way down to where this line, this piece pops out. There's no border on the bottom of that. So all you're going to be looking at is your left and right border and your top border to get this in here straight. And that looks pretty good. So there's our first one. Our right panel, which is over here, this piece is going to be 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue that on. Just like this. Now, as I was making this, my head was just spinning with all the different things that I could do with this, like all the different colors, all the different patterns. This piece is the middle piece, and this is 1 3/4 by 3 3/8. And again, I'm going to put that, I almost tried to leave a border down here at this cut line, but you want to push it all the way to the cut line, just like that. And then we've got these 3 squares. You just need 3 random squares, and these are all 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. So I'm going to just add these to the remaining panels. Isn't this easy? Like, it's so easy. And on the bottom, there is a border between this piece and this piece, just so that makes sense. Here comes this one. Just like that. And then this one. And of course, all these colors in this Boho Vibes Designer Series paper work just fabulously together. So you can just mix and match, mix and match. So here's our step card. Super fun. Love this. But where are you going to write? Well, don't worry, because I thought of that. This basic white piece is the same size as this Designer Series paper piece, and this would be 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. We're going to do a little stamping on there. And I also have a scrap of basic white because we've got to put a focal point on here. So let me grab one of my piercing mats, and I'm going to do a little stamping here with cloud cover. You could, of course, stamp anything that'll fit on this, anything you want. I'm just going to stamp some of these cute little dots. And they really do go along with the pattern in the paper. There's dots here, dots here. They're not uniform. They're real interesting looking. And I'm going to leave it like this. So you can put whatever you want on there. You could even put a writing panel right here, but I'm going to put mine over here. And when I get ready to mail this card, I'm not going to need to write a lot because there's not much room. But of course, like I said, you can put white panels any place you need them on the back here. So that's our writing area. And now I'm going to take my 2 3/4 inch punch and punch out a circle. And then I've got all these little scraps here. So I've got some Secret Sea, Daffodil Delight, Petal Pink, and Cajun Craze. I'm like, what? I got it. Okay, here comes our dies. These are super fun little dies. I'm going to take this little heart and I'm going to die cut some hearts out of the Petal Pink. I'm going to take the Rick Rack or Zigzag and use that on the Cajun Craze. I'm going to use the Secret C with the little rainbow that has dashes in it. And then the one with lines on it, we're going to do on the Daffodil Delight. I'm also going to take this particular circle, and from outside edge to outside edge is 2 3/4. And we're going to die cut all of this. So hang tight. And of course, I already have these done. Here they come. Boop. The only thing I realized is I'm missing one of my hearts. This little heart die has 3 hearts in it, big, medium, and small. We're only using the big one for this particular card, so I didn't even need that medium one or the small one. And then we're going to do a little stamping on here. I'm going to do a dry fit with my rainbows on here. And oops, this is just going to go in place like this. I don't want to glue these down yet because I'm going to stamp a little sentiment on here. And if I mess that up, I will have already glued these all down, right? We don't do that. Not on my show. Well, okay, sometimes we do, but it's a mistake. We don't want any mistakes here. No, I shouldn't say that. There's always going to be mistakes, right? Because we're human. Like sticking my finger right in the Daffodil Delight ink. So I'm going to come in here and put this little hello right on here. Super cute. As long as we're here, let's bring our envelope in and we'll stamp this up. I am going to do Sending Good Vibes in the Secret C. Just like this on the front of my envelope. And then we have these little sunshine rays, and that's going to be the decoration for my envelope because we don't want any naked envelopes, right? Mistakes are opportunities. That's right. They're creative opportunities, aren't they? Thank you so much, Ginny, for the share. If you guys could please give me a thumbs up and click on that share button. That really helps me out. I always appreciate that. Okay, here we go. Envelope's done. We're going to glue these and whoo, don't let your glue stick to your dies. Glue these all in place. I started with my daffodil first, and you know what? This is why I picked this circle because, well, number one, it's the right size, but it's got the little dashes in it just like this rainbow. The little score lines or slash lines or whatever you want to call them. This looks like a coin, right? The outside of like a quarter. And here comes our rainbow. And then our rickrack. This would be a great place to use those adhesive sheets, people. Do better than I did. I should have done that. But it's really not hard if you use glue, if you're familiar or comfortable with the glue. I'm pretty good with not getting too much glue on so that it squishes out all over the place. I've kind of got that down to a pretty good science here. Here we go. Look how cute that is. And now it's going to be even cuter with a petal pink little heart in there. And of course I chose these colors because they're part of the designer series paper. So you could definitely make this with any colors. Then we'll put the circle right on here. I'll hold that up so you can see it. So if you guys are experiencing some blurriness, I'll get that up there so you can see it. Good. How's that look? Oh, I'm doing pretty good. There we go. Isn't that cute? Super cute. And now we're going to take this and put it right on our step card as our focal point. So let's get out some dimensionals because why wouldn't you? Pop this up a little bit. My Take Your Pick tool is a perfect little guy to get those backings off. And then I'm going to center this right in the middle. And this just makes me so happy. Now, I ordered that outfit for Valerie. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give her this card. So I'm going to show you the outfit again. Hang tight. Look at how cute it is, right? So cute. And whoops, here's our cute little card. Love it. Okay, now let me get that off. And you guys can still hear me, right? That's the tricky part. So here's our step card. We have to put some twine on here because I felt like it just needed a little something else. So I'm going to grab some linen thread, and I want to make a double bow. I want this to be a little more substantial. So I'm going to use my bow jig here. And if you guys don't have something to help you tie bows, I highly recommend finding a piece of wood and getting out a drill and drilling some holes in it. And that's literally all this is. And if you don't have a drill, as a crafter, you need one. They have cute little drills that you can get. They're little, they're not big man handy drills. I have one in my craft room that I got quite a while ago. And I think I got it at like Harbor Freight. It was super cheap. But making these bows easy. And this 1 inch apart with these two holes, and then a 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch. And your wood does not have to be routed on the edges. It doesn't have to look fancy. It doesn't have to be stained and varnished. And then these are the nails that are used. I don't know what they're called, but they have these ends on them just so that you don't have a big head on the end that makes it hard to slip your ribbon or linen thread or baker's twine off of there. But super easy to make. I don't have any right now. I usually have some in stock that I sell for $10. It covers the cost of the bow jig that I have to pay for and also the shipping, but I don't have any right now. So we haven't been able to replenish our stock. And I get those from my friend Kathy, who gets them from one of her, I think, team members. Her husband makes them. So, look at how cute that is. Look how cute that is. I love it. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my muted palette dots that are part of the suite. And let's see, what color do I want to go with? I think I'll go with a blue. And I'm going to go with one of the smaller little dots. And I'm going to put that right in the middle of my heart because it's so stinking cute, right? And here is our sending good vibes. Hello. And won't this look cute when I give Valerie her little outfit? I love buying clothes for these kids. It's probably, I get yelled at once in a while. My husband's like, really? And I'm like, how many fishing poles did you buy this week, pal? He's like, yep, got it. That's how we rock around here, you guys. It's like, don't even, Steve. How many pairs of tennis shoes do you have? Don't even with me. Yeah, so I'm wearing rags, but my grandchildren are very well dressed. Okay, so I wanted to show you this one too. This is a really fun little die. And of course, it cuts out a whole bunch of rainbow strips, okay? But with this die, now with this die, what you can do, and I was going to make something with this, and then I changed my mind because, you know, women can do that. This is what it looks like when you die cut this and this together, okay? And I would recommend taping these down with washi tape or temporary tape. This is what you get. What I thought was super cool about that is you can take this one rainbow and you could, again, die cut a piece of the designer series paper and put that right behind that rainbow, and look at, you already have stripes. Or you can do it this way, or it's just really fun. Super cute and super fun. Now, the other thing that this die does is it cuts out all of these rainbows. So you get a whole pile, and this is Secret C, a whole pile of Secret C. So what I'm thinking would be fun is to take this and die cut it with all the colors: Petal Pink, Cajun Craze, Daffodil Delight. What's that green color that's in there? I think it's Garden Green. Let me look. Oh, those are my palette dots. Where's my paper? Here it is. Here's my paper. All of our colors are Mossy Meadow, Petal Pink, Secret Sea, Cloud Cover, and Cajun Craze. And then you can make up you could do that on each color, and then you could make 5 cards. Is that how many colors I just said? with all these different stripes. So super fun little die. This is a really fun set. And I didn't have anything that had a rainbow in it. So I was pretty excited with this one. And of course, the other thing I thought would be really cool is to use it with, let me grab my, I'm looking for, to use it with this full of life paper, because this is kind of the more the color we think of for rainbows, right? Like this is super duper cute. Look at that. Oh my gosh, so cute. Anyways, both the papers are really pretty. I love both of them. Again, this is called Full of Life, and the boho paper is called Boho Vibes. Let me put this back. And now, one thing that's really cool, this is all part of a suite. Okay, we've got the dots here, the muted palette dots. We've got the entire bundle, which is the dies and the stamp set with the paper. What else is in that? Yeah, I think that might be it with this suite. So it's not a giant suite that costs a fortune. But we have our suite sale going on right now that is buy one, get one, 50% off. So how that works is if you put a suite in your cart and then you put another item that is a suite in your cart, you're going to get that the lesser of the two for 50% off. If you add a pack of designer series paper to this order, now the designer series paper is going to be 50% off. Okay. So what I did when the sale went live is I made 2 or 3 different orders. I think I did 3. I did a suite and a suite, got the suite for 50% off, finalized. Then I went in and I did a suite, and then any items in any of our suites, dots, ribbon, embossing folders, just the stamp set, just the dies, or just the bundle, everything that's in all of our suites right now is included in this buy one, get one 50%. So then I went in and put in a pack of designer paper and another pack of designer paper, got that for 50% off. Okay. You can add anything you want to your order, but if one of those things that you add to that order is part of a suite, the lowest price item is going to be the 50% off item. So I just want you to know that that's how it works. And we all demonstrators on the first day of the sale went in and got suites for 50% off and then did the same thing with the ordering. It's a little different. It's a little odd, but it's a great deal. But you just have to be careful how you work it. Okay. I want you guys, if you're planning on ordering anything, to get the best value out of this really cool sale so that you save the most amount of money. Makes sense? I think that makes a lot of sense. So here's my first card. It's a step card. I love it. I hope you guys will give this a try, and that, oops, sorry, I just made my screen ginormous. Well, you didn't see that. I did. I hope you'll give this a try because it's really not difficult. You can fast forward back to this video and see exactly how I did this score first, then I turned it this way and cut, and then turned it back, score, score, score. Pretty simple. I've got the dimensions up on the screen right now. If you're watching on a TV and you want to take your phone and take a picture of that, or when this video is over, you can go to my YouTube channel or my blog and you'll find the video and you can fast forward right to this where you're going to see the dimensions. I will also have the dimensions on my blog, but that'll take a couple hours for me to get all these photos taken, edited, and a blog post up, just so you know. But they'll hopefully be on there tonight. Now, let me bring in my next project. Get this put away. And I think while I'm doing this, our demo. And I think I've got my sound back on again. I'm going to go back over to my comments. Hang tight. There we go. Oh, no. You guys don't have any sound. But you have sound now, right? I want to make sure you can hear me. Sound is back. Okay, sorry, you guys. That was totally my fault. So what I was telling you is that I made this card for my niece Emma for her shower. That was yesterday. And this was my wrapping paper. And this wrapping paper was so beautiful. And I thought I have to make a floral card to match this, right? So that's exactly what I did. And I brought in my Thoughtful Moments, a hybrid die embossing folder. We're going to use that. And I'm using the Thankful Garden. This is a bundle of products. This is actually part of a suite. So let me grab the paper. This paper is so pretty. The dies cut out some of the patterns in this paper. Dina Barb and I did an online class with this paper too. So if you're on this, if you're a Stamp Happy Academy member, you'll find an online class using Thankful Garden. Oh, so pretty. And you might notice in that online class that I did not do any of the videos because I was very, very sick with pneumonia and an ear infection when that class was due. And that Barb, she said, Kelly, I'll do your videos for you and type up your PDF. So that was so sweet, right? 'Cause I was so sick. I'm also bringing in the Everyday Arches. And let me see. I just want to make sure that that's exactly what these are called. Everyday Arches. I was right. I love these. I love these. If you don't have them or something similar, oh, I just love them. I've got Pretty in Pink, Fresh Freesia, Garden Green, and Blackberry Bliss. And I'm also using the Glass and Gardens embossing folders. These embossing folders are online exclusives. They're fabulous. All of this stuff so far, except the Arches dies is online exclusives. Well, I should say Thankful Garden is online. These dies are online. I'm going to use this beautiful gold ribbon. Those are online exclusives. But look at this. Isn't that so pretty? And it just does a stripe up the side or bottom or top of your card. Love these folders. You get both of them in a pack. And again, they are called Glass and Gardens embossing folders. And we're going to use the garden one. That's what we're using. Then, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to use the Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink Gems, or if I'm going to use the Neutrals Adhesive Back Sequins. These are on the last chance list. They might even be on sale. I forgot to look that up. So, okay. Whew, let's... Oh, you know what I did? I kept this paper out here and put my folder away. That was silly. Okay, here comes our first card with this bundle. Let me set these over here. Oh, make some room. So I've got my envelope and I've got my card base. This is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. This is a basic white, thick cardstock. And then I've got 2 pieces of Blackberry Bliss, 4 by 5 1/4. I've also got a piece of basic white that is 3 3/4 by 5. A piece, this is a scrap actually, of gold foil. And another scrap of gold foil and a scrap of white. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is work with this gold foil. So we're going to take these 2 Arches dies. Now, I want to tell you which ones they are. So from the outside, this one is number 2. And this one is 3, 4, number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, number 5. Okay, so, and all I did to figure out which sizes I wanted is to see how big I wanted my arch to be. And then how big of a border, because we're going to double cut this to make like an open arch, which is really, really pretty. Okay. I'm going to grab my temporary tape here. And I've got some low tack artist tape, and I like to take this. Here, I'm bringing my shirt up here. And I like to do this a few times just so that it's not too sticky. Because when you run it through an embossing machine, it kind of really crunches it, right? And I don't want it to tear my cardstock. It won't tear this foil. But if you were dealing with cardstock or designer series paper, you want to make sure you don't have too much tack on there. So I'm going to position these, and then I'm going to die cut this and run it through my die cutting machine. And I already have that here. And isn't this so pretty? Okay, I will turn off my overhead light. That's a really good suggestion. And then I need everybody to just be okay with the blur. I can't do anything about it. Some people say it's not blurry. Some people say it. Most people are saying it's blurry. Some say it isn't. So we'll see how it goes from there. But there's absolutely nothing I can do about the blur. And Trisha thinks it's a focus thing. I used the same camera last week and I didn't have this problem. So I don't know. Anyways, we're just going to have to just leave it alone and move on. I can't do anything about it at this point, but I can work on it during the week. So hopefully it doesn't happen again. All right. What I'm going to do here is I am going to take one of these Blackberry Bliss layers and I'm going to put it in my embossing folder just like this. I want it to run right down the side and I'm going to emboss that. Now this particular folder is a regular folder. It's not a 3D folder. So when you run it through your machine, sometimes I forget to tell you guys this, and some new people might not know this, but you have your big platform, you have your thin plate for your dies, and then your two cutting plates. When you're using a regular embossing folder, you're going to remove this thin plate and you're going to put a cutting plate down and then your embossing folder and cardstock and then another cutting plate. I always run my embossing folders through with the hinge going through my machine first, not last. Last causes undue pressure on it. It might push this top a little bit and that'll end up with your seams breaking. That's what I've been told. So this is the way that I always do it, run it through my machine. So when I do that, this is what I get. And isn't that so pretty? I absolutely love this folder. So we've got that done. Now, the next thing we're going to do is this little piece right here. Remember now, this is a pretty fancy card because this is for my niece, right? I need a pretty fancy card for her. So we're going to take these thoughtful moments dies. Now there's a lot of other little elements in with these dies. Look at, I have die cut so many times. Tiny rainbow. I just told you I didn't have any rainbows, but I do have this one. A couple rainbows, some hearts, some little clouds, some stars, little leaves, flowers, all kinds of cute little things in here to accent with these words. I'm not going to get this back in here, right? And these are all my pieces that I've die cut before so that I can just grab one if I need one quick. I don't have to die cut again. So with a hybrid embossing folder, what you do, I've got my Stampin' Up! Logo here that I can read. I'm going to open that up and I am going to set my die down in place until it clicks. And it is clicked right into place. Now I'm going to take my foil and I am going to place it down like this over my word celebrate. That's what I want. So you could die cut all of these and get all of these words die cut and embossed at the same time. This is a 3D embossing folder, which is different than the embossing folder I just showed you. That one was a regular size. This is 3D. So I am going to bring in my machine. With the 3D folders, you are going to take your big platform. This is the big, thick platform. And you're going to then put your 3D embossing folder in here. And again, I am going to go with my hinge going into the machine first. And then we have something called a specialty plate. This is a different size than our cutting plates. I don't have zero cutting plates on here, just the 3D folder with the die in it and the cardstock. And now this specialty plate. And we're going to run that through. I love that I have a desk now that doesn't wobble all over the place. My desk is pretty sturdy. Set these all back in here. Hang on, my crown is falling. We can't have that. Okay. Here comes the magic. This die cuts and it embosses at the same time. And is that not so elegant? I just love this. Thank you so much for the share, you guys. Thanks, Carol. Terry says the gold with the blackberry bliss is so elegant. It is, and that's why I wanted to use it, because I have to have fancy for this card. And look, this is just because that was just below my celebrate. And now I can take this and I can put it in here. I'm going to put it face up so that I know it's gold and not white. And I can use this on a different card, right? Would never throw those away. Okay. Here's our celebrate. So now what we're going to do is we are going to do our stamping. And I'm going to show you how these masks work, because I think they're so pretty. Let me grab my black. This is Memento ink in a blank ink pad. If anybody wants to know how to make that happen, just pop me an email and I will tell you all about it. I've told about this like a gazillion times, but you just let me know and I can give you the link to get the ink pad. So that's Memento black ink, and I am going to stamp this. So pretty. This Thankful Garden flowers. You get the hydrangea, and then this flower. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty. That's all that really matters to me. What about you guys? Is that all that matters? It's all that matters. Okay. Now I've got some blending brushes. Oops, hang on. We're going to use that for something else. Here comes our blending brushes. These are the Thankful Garden decorative masks. Now, when you order the bundle, it comes with all of these. It comes with the stamp set, the dies, and the masks, just so you know. And there are 5 different masks in here. So we've got masks for the hydrangea and masks for this flower, and of course the stems. These are all numbered. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm going to start off with number 1. I'm going to grab that temporary tape or washi tape. You don't need to like make this one unsticky because we want it to stick pretty good. So I'm going to bring this mask number 1 in here, and I am going to line up. Here we go. Line it up with the image that I stamped. I'm going to tape this down right here so it doesn't move. Now I'm going to bring in my different colors of ink. Don't let me lose the celebrate. Who's going to be in charge of this celebrate? Don't let me lose it. So I've got Pretty in Pink, Fresh Freesia, and Blackberry Bliss. So I'm going to keep my Pretty in Pink right here. I'm going to ink up my brush. I'm going to get a little bit of that ink off of there. I don't want this to be real dark. I want it to be fairly light. Hold on to your mask. I've got a little bit of my corner of cardstock sticking out there. And I'm going to come in here lightly at first. I've got more ink on it. And as I get over to this flower, now I'm going to press a little harder because I've already rubbed most of my color off on there. And you can make this as dark as you want it to be. But when you take this off, that's when you get to see the magic. It's already pretty. Now, when you get done with these, you're going to have a little bit of ink on them. I did 2 things yesterday. I used these a couple different times. The first time I just rinsed them off in the sink. That worked out best. The second time I took a baby wipe and wiped it around. But what I found happened is you catch on these little pieces that are sticking out here and you will bend them. I recommend not using a baby wipe, but instead just rinsing the ink off in the sink. And I think that's just a better plan to keep these in really good shape. Here's number 2. So now we're going to bring in number 2 and let's see, we're going to line this up. These are pretty darn easy to get lined up. I'm going to line this up. There we go. I'm going to tape it down again. I'm going to hold on to my little corner. I didn't clean this because we're going from pink to fresh freesia. I don't think I need to use a different brush for that, right? So now I'm going to do this. And again, if I would wipe this with a baby wipe and bend up these little pieces here, they would be getting stuck now to my blending brush, and that's just not cool. Okay, so here comes the magic. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Okay, now we're going to go on to number 3. Number 3 is some little details. And hang on. You can see this is the front. This is how this goes. And I am going to, hang on a second. Put this right in here. Okay, now I see where it's lining up. And looks good, looks good. Everything looks great. Here we go. And now I'm going to come in with my Blackberry Bliss. And again, I don't need to clean this brush because I'm just going with a darker pink color. Now, Blackberry Bliss is very, very strong, dark. It's an intense color. So I rubbed a lot of it off on here. And of course, if you want yours to be really intense and dark, you don't need to rub a lot off. It's your card. You do what you want. I just made it a pretty light and pale. And here's our magic. Look at all those accents. So very simple, right? Okay, we're going to do the same thing for our leaves. And we're just going to go right back through. Oh, we're not going right back through. We're going to use the number 4 and number 5 of our leaf dies. So we'll set that aside. Here comes number 4. And we're going to set this right on our leaves. I'm going to move this down a little bit and get my tape off of there. And I do recommend taping this in place because the first one that I made, I thought, well, I can just hold it. Yeah, whatever. That didn't go out. That didn't go that well. So you do better. Here comes my green. I did wash these, so these are clean. I know they're stained, but I did wash them last night. I washed my blending brushes. And here we go. Very light touch. This is garden green. This is going to be the whole background of my leaf and stem. And again, you can make this any color you want. I mean, any depth of color, right? Here we go. Magic. I really love this. I haven't done a lot with these masks. And it's not because I don't like them. It's because I just haven't had the time. And I would have been playing with this a lot when we did the online class, except like I said, I was super sick. And Barb's like, I'll just do your cards for you. Don't worry about it. It's good to have good friends, right? Okay, this one is lined up. Whoops, it's a little off right there. There we go. Get this lined up. And there we go. Oops. Hang on, I keep moving it. There it is. And then I'm going to do a little bit darker this time. I'm going to push a little bit harder. So I'm using the same color. And this is what's really cool is you can come in and add more ink and just push harder and, you know, blend longer. And you're going to get a different look. Ready? What do you guys think of that? Oh my gosh. Michelle says she loves masks. I think they're gorgeous too. Okay, so I will take these, like I said, and I will rinse them under the sink, under the water in the sink. and get them all cleaned up. Now, what we need to do with this is we need to, where's my dies? Does anybody see them? There they are. We need to die cut this. And we have 2 different sheets of dies in here. This is for the hydrangea. We have this leaf, which is really cool, and all the other little elements in our stamp set. And we have this leaf die is one of my favorites. It's really, really pretty, and I'll show you that on the next card. But we're going to take this, and again, we are going to secure that in place. And oh boy, I colored one of these and then my die moved and I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. It wasn't too bad. So if you guys ever had that happen, what I did is it was just way more white border down here and on these 2 leaves. I just took my snips and trimmed it a little bit rather than scrap the whole thing and start over. You know what I mean? Okay, so we're gonna die cut that. And here comes our flowers. Now, I'm going to show you the difference between these 2. Hang on. Because one, I had a very light hand. I was much lighter on the green. Well, the green isn't that much lighter, but the flowers here are a lot darker than they are here. So you can see the difference of doing that. So super pretty. Love it. Let me put the die back there. And now we're going to put our card together. So, oh, one more thing I want to do before we're done here. The same embossing folder that I used for my card front here, that's going to be my envelope decoration also. So my flap is in the back. I'm going to put this in here and I am going to emboss half of my envelope. And after I do that, it looks like this. Isn't that elegant? And then you can write the name on here. Now, if you're going to mail this, you can put somebody's address on here and a stamp, then just put your return address on the back or stick it over the flowers up here. But I was hand delivering. I have another wedding in a couple weeks. My friend Kathy Miller, her daughter's getting married. So I'm going to have 2 more selections of wedding cards that I can use for that. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to stamp on this 3 3/4 by 5-inch piece of Whisper White. That is going to go on the inside. So I'm going to use the sentiment is from Wonderful Thoughts. And I'm using the one that says, this is only the beginning of a life filled with love. Oh my gosh, right? Yeah. So here comes, my sentiment is very crooked, terribly crooked. Let's try that again. Here comes my sentiment. Much better, Kelly, much better. And then I'm going to grab the garden green and I'm going to stamp a couple leaves on the inside here. Is that, yeah? Wait. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Here's a leaf. And this again is still from the Thankful Garden stamp set and a leaf. And that's just a little bit of decoration on the inside. Okay, now we can put our card together. Don't tell anybody about that. Mum's the word. Nobody will ever know. We're going to take one of those Blackberry Bliss 4x5 1/4. And we're going to put that right here. Oh, Connie says it is very stormy in the UP. It poured here today for like, Steve said we got like 1/2 inch in like very short period of time. So yeah, it really rained a lot. It rained last night too, I think. Okay, so this is going to make it fancy on the inside instead of just having a white inside. I thought that was a great idea, right? Then we are going to attach our embossed layer to the front. Now, if I wanted to get super fancy, I could have put a gold foil layer under this, right? Like that would really make it fancy. Now we're going to take this and we're going to mount it on dimensionals. And this is one of the reasons why I just love these arches dies, is to be able to make this arched window. It's just so, so pretty. Maybe, how about one more right down here? And here we go. My grandson Porter played Friday afternoon at a weekend, walleye weekend, they call it. It's a big fishing tournament festival that takes place in Fond du Lac, which is about 40 miles south of us. Look at how pretty that is. And if you guys remember last year, his band Crusher played for the Battle of the Bands, and they won the Battle of the Bands. And so they've had a few gigs at various places throughout the year. And one of the things that they won for is this year's walleye weekend. They got an hour slot to play, which was really cool. And after they won last year, they got booked at some other venues. And these kids are all like 16, 15 years old, playing heavy metal, Metallica, and whatever else. I'm not a heavy metal fan, but they got a $500 cash payment, and then somebody put a tip jar out in front of them. And these kids made $600 and some in tips yesterday for an hour show. It was crazy. Okay, now I'm going to put this right on here. And I love how you've got just that embossing peeking in through there. This flower is a little bit bigger than our opening, and I think that's a really cool look. And then we've got our Celebrate. And our Celebrate is going to come right in here. So I'm going to put a couple mini dimensionals on this, on the right end of the back. That's going to, 2 dimensional is going to hold that in place. I don't need to put any glue on here. We're going to be fine. Just like this. Oh my gosh. So pretty. And now we need some embellishments. So I wasn't sure if I wanted the gold from these neutrals adhesive back sequins. There's 3 different choices, 4 different choices in here. Or if I should use the Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink, because we've got these white ones with gold. So I'm going to try. They've got little gold flecks in them. I'm going to try. Oh, I do think I like that. So pretty. So these are the clear. They're not white. They're clear. And they've got little gold flecks in them. Strawberry Slush, Pretty in Pink. Again, these are online exclusives. This whole suite is online exclusives. Here we go, you guys. Oh, so pretty. Here's our elegant envelope. Love this. Isn't that just gorgeous? Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much. I just so appreciate all your kind comments. Let me see if I hold this up here really nice and close. You can get all the details. See those embellishments in there? They're just so pretty. Okay, now I made my card for my niece, and then I had some pieces left over that had me a little like, well, I can't just leave that. What can I do with it? So I'm going to come in here for a little bit more. Okay, so the gold piece that I cut out of here, what am I going to do with that? And as a matter of fact, when I first made this card, this was white instead of gold. And so I had a great big white piece left from that. And that got me thinking about, well, what could I do with it? So I decided to use this gold as a layer and then cut just the next smaller one from white and then do something with this on the same card, but just a little bit different. So let me show you quickly what I did there. I took this piece. I'm going to bring my piercing mat back in. And I thought, as long as I've got all this stuff here and I'm kind of on a roll, not going to lie, I had a lot of fun designing cards this weekend, and I don't usually get a lot of time to do that. So it was really cool. I'm going to stamp this is only the beginning of a life filled with love right on this layer. So let me pull this in here, make sure I'm getting it straight. I'm going to put that right there. A little bit different, right? And then I am going to pull in some of that gorgeous gold striped ribbon, part of our online exclusives. We're going to take this and put it on here. So I'm going to glue this down. I only need part of this glued because we're going to cut this off. So this whole card came about from a scrap, which is really funny, right? I am going to bring in my paper cutter. Hang on. There we go. And I want to tie ribbon around here. Okay, so I need to leave room for my ribbon. So I'll just lay it on here. I'm not going to tie it on here yet because it'll get in my way. And then I'm going to cut this off. I think I'll cut it right here. Oh, I didn't get all the way through. Doggone it. I hate it when that happens. See if I can get that lined up again. Because I don't want it to be all snaggly. You know what I mean? Pushed a little harder that time. So this is what I have now. Oh, that looks really good. I did pretty good. Could use that for something else. Again, maybe another card, but not tonight. Okay, now I'm going to take this. And I am going to, but this, by the way, is, I think it's 11 inches of ribbon. Thought I wrote it down. Maybe I didn't. And I want to tie a bow right over here. This is where you can use that other finger, right? Not the naughty finger. The ribbon holder finger from someone else. There's no naughty fingers in stamping. Oh my gosh, look how cute that is. I'm going to make that just a little bit smaller. I want to make sure this is laying really nice because like it's a wedding card. And we need to just really knock it out of the park with the wedding cards. Look how, what do you guys think of that? Isn't that a good idea? Yeah, elegant, beautiful. Oh. Okay, next up. Now we're going to bring our card in. And this time we're going to do this. And we're going to put this right here up against that edge. So I think I'm going to put this on some dimensionals. We'll trim these ribbon tails up in just a bit. Cutting my dimensionals because I'm out of them on here. And make sure this is nice and straight. It looks like it's really crooked, doesn't it? But that's because the bow makes it a little bit wonky on the back. And if it's, as long as it's good on the front, we don't care what happens on the back, quite frankly. Okay. The other thing I wanted to do was to take, remember this leaf that I said, oh, it's so pretty. Well, I die cut that out of gold. And here comes that leaf. Isn't that so precious? I think it's so pretty. I love this leaf. It's the little things in life, you guys. I know it seems kind of obsessive to be so crazy over a leaf, but that's how I roll. Okay, we're going to get these backings off of here. And then we're going to do a little surgery on our leaves. And we're going to tuck them in by this. Hang on, this is moving around. Oh, I got it off of there. I thought I didn't. I'm going to put this up here. I got to make sure I have this up at the edge. Yep. Okay, looking good so far, right? Now we're going to cut this off. And I just cut the middle out of there. I'm going to add just a little bit of glue right to one of these leaves. You don't need to get crazy with this. We're not going to hang a coat on it or anything. And I'm going to tuck this up under here. Here's that one leaf that's got some glue on the back that'll hold everything in place where it belongs. Then I'm going to take one of these leaves. It doesn't really matter which one. I'm going to do a little surgery on this one. Oh, that kind of didn't turn out that great. I'm going to change my mind and use this one because, well, we can change our mind. Here's the leaf I want to use right here. Cut this off just a little bit. Put a little glue on the back of it. I'm going to tuck that right up under here. Just another really pretty little accent there. Okay, let's get this. I did a congratulations on the inside here because we're using our sentiment from this card on the front. And that congratulations is from the same stamp set, Wonderful Thoughts. We're going to put this on the front. Good grief. So pretty. And then I already colored one of these. So we've got that ready to rock. We're going to put this flower on there. I should have made one of the hydrangeas, but I didn't think of it. I just thought same card, different layout. I want to use up that gold piece. And this, you want to make sure you don't cover up your words, but this one's going to go right over here. Good grief. I love this. And then I have to find my embellishments. This time I am going to go with the Last Chance Neutral Adhesive Back Sequins in the gold. So we're going to go right here and maybe right here. And then how about, that was a big one. We'll do a small one, another little one right there. So pretty. So again, with the embossing folder, it runs across the bottom instead of down the side. I've already embossed my envelope, and now we have two beautiful wedding cards. And again, just to dress up that inside, I've got another layer of Blackberry Bliss back here. So it's extra fancy. Yeah, cool. Thank you guys so much. Joan says too, she loves the gold and the Blackberry Bliss. Ah, yay. I do too. I do too. Absolutely gorgeous. So Thankful Garden bundle. This is part of a suite. So just so you know, if you wanted to get your hands on this, you can go to my online store and you're going to find that www.AStampAbove.com, and you can order a suite and then anything else that's part of a suite at 50% off. So if you wanted to get the suite and then the designer paper would be 50% off, and so on and so forth. So just know that buy one, get one 50% off, and how it works. I explained at the beginning of this video in case you may have missed that. Go back and check it out because it's a really, really great way to save some money and get a couple suites or suites and some designer paper. These masks are so fun. I just had a blast with this. All right, what time is it? It's 8:20. I think we have time, you guys, for one more card, and I'm excited to share another card with you. So hang tight. I think I decided to do this one. Okay. So let me get out all my bits and pieces here. So really a lot of stamps. This is the Grow with Love bundle. It comes with 9 different stamps in here. I hope you can see that without too much glare going on there. This is really pretty. And these, well, there's herbs, not spices. They're herbs. They will be spices, but they're herbs. And these herbs are realistic looking. I absolutely love this. So the bundle has 10 different dies in it. This is not part of the buy one, get one free because this is not a suite. But the really cool thing is it has this little pocket die in here that fits. Hang on, let me grab. It fits a gift card. So I always love die sets that have these in there. We're going to use this one. This is a nice label, and it's got 2 different labels in here for sentiments. And then of course, circle, and the circle goes with this, grown with love. We've got some sentiments in here, and then the images or the dies to cut out the different herbs. And I went flower shopping and I bought some, what did I get? I got parsley and cilantro, and I already have chives, and I put it in one of my big flower planters so that I'll have fresh herbs to be able to cook with, or tell Steve to cook with. Yeah. You know how that goes, right? Well, maybe you don't, but I can tell you that he's excited to cook for me. He's making chicken fajitas and blackened shrimp. So yay me. This is the Unbounded Love set. I did use this for this card just to give me an inside. Oh, maybe I didn't. I'm a liar. That's with a different one. I designed 4 cards with this bundle. I'm only sharing one tonight, but I will share the rest of them in the coming weeks. This entire bundle, Grow with Love, is on the last chance list. So, Secret C, 5.5 by 8.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4. And this is a quick and easy card to make. This is a quick and easy stamp set, quite frankly. Then we've got 2 basic white pieces. They're both 4 by 5 1/4, and a cloud cover piece that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. We're going to do our stamping. Scrap of Secret C and a scrap of white. Let's get our mat back in here. This is our scrap. So I am using, I got to find my ink pads now because I used them on my last card. I need, here's cloud cover and Secret C. Here we go. Secret C, we are going to stamp. I think we'll make a little basil. I love these leaves in here, and I will hold this up for you so you can see it. Oh, hang on, we got to do something else first. We're going to do the frame. This frame that has a die also has a stamped image, which is really cool. I'm going to use cloud cover for that. Stamp that right in the middle here. Well, I shouldn't have stamped it in the middle. I should have stamped it over a little further, like over here. And then we'll stamp our basil because oh no, we're going to stamp it right in here. Never mind, I'm lying. Sorry, I don't mean to confuse you. I thought I was going to die cut this. Oh, look how pretty that is. It's just so, so pretty. So then we're going to take this and we're going to die cut it. We're also going to die cut out of we're just a plain Secret C layer. So we're going to do that. And I've got those done right here. Now on this layer, we're going to do a little collage stamping. Where did here it is. So we're going to let me clean this off. Oh, you know what I probably need to do? I think I need to stamp my envelope. So let's do that first before we do anything else. I'm going to go add something in my ink pad here. I don't want to stick my finger in there. You know what I mean? Oh, it's a little tiny dealy whopper. We're going to do this. I'm going to stamp my basil right here. And then because I already made a sample, I need another envelope because I didn't stamp an envelope for that. So I'll just do that. That'll go for my samples so I don't send out any naked envelopes. That's how that happens sometimes, that I have to send out a naked envelope because I forgot to stamp up an envelope to go with something that I made as a sample. Okay. Oh, and I know. Gosh, I'm just really kind of blowing it here. We'll do this one more time. And I'm going to put this right over here. Oh, that's for the inside. I'm going to use my chamois to clean this. Thank you so much. Charlene loves the vibes card. Denise says she grows herbs because she loves the way they smell, but she rarely cooks with them. Hey, that's a good enough reason for me. Like, I like that reason. They do smell delightful. Okay. But one thing I like to make party food. I like to bake and make party food. And one of the things that I love to make in the summertime is cucumber salsa, and you eat it with tortilla chips. But I won't be eating any of those probably till August because remember the diet. But anyways, I need cilantro for this cucumber salsa. And in the summertime, we always have tomatoes in the fridge. We always have cucumbers. But I have to go to the store and buy cilantro. So I decided a couple years ago to I saw it at a greenery and I'm like, why don't I just buy some? And so then I don't have to make that one trip to the grocery store for cilantro when I want to make my cucumber salsa. So now this is where we're going to do a collage. So I'm going to stamp like this. And then I would stamp another one here, but we're going to cover up the middle so it doesn't matter. And I'm going to stamp another one right there. So boom, 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 just with different ones. These are all the herbs. This is rosemary, mint, basil. So I'm going to do, now I'm going to just kind of alternate. Here's one here. And this is my rosemary. That's basil. Rosemary. I'll do another one like, oh, let's do this one right over here. You just want to kind of make these fit in here. And you don't want them to be all uniform. That looks silly. So we're just going to kind of fill in all the blanks. How about this one? We'll do this one right down here. And remember, our middle is going to get covered up. This, by the way, was thyme. What time is it? Did you guys notice that I actually changed the battery in my clock behind me? Somebody noticed that the battery was dead. Oh my gosh, shoot. Okay, let's do another mint. No, we got mint and basil. I don't want to duplicate too many of them. How about a rosemary? No, we got rosemary right there. Let's do a thyme. Not that this matters. I'm just being really picky. Okay, and then I am going to do another one like maybe right in here just in case we can see. So all I've done is a little collage here, you guys. There's no, I stamp, 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 and then fill in with the rest. And you definitely want to kind of start in the middle so that you have room. At one point, one of my samples I made, I didn't have enough room to put another full one of these in there, and then it looked goofy and I had to start over because I'm weird that way. But okay, now we're gonna, this was our 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, just an 1/8 inch smaller than our white layer. This is really gonna pop on our Secret C base, and that's another just great design element, is to put this in here to make that cloud cover layer pop, right? So we're gonna add this right on here. And you can make up a whole set of these with just about any images, but a whole set of these cards and give them as a gift. It's just kind of a fantastic idea. I'm gonna add some glue to this layer and I'm gonna offset it, sticking out a little bit on the left and the top. So I'm just kind of offsetting it here so we can see that border. And then I've got this ribbon, and my ribbon is, this is 11 inches. That other ribbon wasn't 11 inches. This is 11 inches. I'm going to grab my Stamp and Seal, and I'm going to put a little Stamp and Seal on here. So we can do a little zigzag deal with the Secret C ribbon. We have, this ribbon is really nice. Our new in colors, Secret C and Cloud Cover and Petunia Pop and Timid Tiger and Darling Duckling. And is Strawberry Slush part of that? I don't know. Anyways, these new ribbon colors are, new in color ribbons are really, really nice. Like, I like them a lot. They're very easy to work with. They're not lumpy and clumpy and hard to tie in bows and all that kind of stuff. I love a good ribbon. So I just zigzagged it. Whoops. Just like that. I'm going to use my ribbon scissors to trim this off a little bit. And a little bit. Look how pretty that is. And then we're going to mount it on dimensionals. If I can find them. Where did that card go? Here it is. Like the seal keeps sticking to me. I gotta cut a few more of these. Oh, did you see me almost use my ribbon scissors to cut these? No, no, no. Nobody needs the scissor police to show up at their house. Okay. All right. This is why I use this. That one doesn't want to come off of there. There we go. Okay. Here comes our layer. I think this would be especially fun to make some of these for my mom. She always loves herbs and stuff like that. It's very earthy. It's just very earthy. Okay, then we're going to grab, the cloud cover is also in here, but I use them all. I've been using a lot of these. These are the In Color, New In Color flat pearls. Oh my gosh, they're so nice and they're so flat. So I'm going to put 1 and then 2 and then 3. Yeah. Here we go, you guys. Again, grow with love. I have 3 more cards designed and ready to share with you using this particular bundle. I'm really excited that I just worked. I had so much fun with this set. It was very easy to design with. So I'll be sharing those with you. Well, I'm not going to do all 3 of them next week. I don't know. Maybe I'll pop in for a video this week. Who knows? We'll see how my week goes. I don't know what my plans are yet. But yeah, isn't that pretty? I love these realistic images. We've got basil, rosemary, thyme, and mint for a collage background. Very pretty. Okay. This card, let's bring these back in here in case somebody missed it. If you came in late, this was a shower card that I made for my niece. And then this card was made from the leftover piece that got die cut out of here because, like, you have to do something with it. Let me cut this off. Yeah, I forgot to do that. And I will leave this ribbon on here just like this. Maybe I'll make it just a little bit shorter. But so, so pretty, right? And then we have our step card with the Boho Vibes. So stinking cute. Great cards tonight. I am going to come. The one that I just showed you, but I also have an additional tutorial for you that I don't know why that just changed on me. My screen just changed. That is, make sure I'm still speaking and you can hear me. Is that still in the background? Yes. That uses the In Blooms, I believe it's called, this particular suite of products. This not only includes photos, dimensions, it also includes a video tutorial for all 12 cards using this suite of products. So $50 order or more gets you this in the month of June, plus the celebratory sips, and everybody who orders from me, no matter how much it is, gets the celebratory sips. We also have our buy one, get one 50% off sale going on. That is on any suite products, the entire suite, or any element of a suite. They will take the 50% off your second item that is part of the suite. I should note off the item that is the least costly. So the smallest amount of any item, buy one, get one 50% off, will be 50% off. Does that make sense? So if you order a suite and then order a pack of $8 embellishments, your embellishments will be $4. If you order a suite and a pack of designer series paper, that's $12.50 or $13, and then you order a pack of embellishments, your embellishments will be the 50% off item. Just know that. Also, everybody who places an order from me within the month that is $35 or more gets to attend the Stamp Happy Academy Party Live. This is a live that Dina Barb and I do together. We do it usually with a fun fold. That's what we've done so far, is a fun fold. And we all make the same fun fold using different products. So it's so much fun. And you can attend this party if you place a minimum $35 order. Now, anybody who is a member of Stamp Happy Academy, you have the opportunity to be a part of this live party. It is the second Wednesday of every month. So we have one coming up on this Wednesday. It starts at 6 p.m. The link to the party will be emailed out to customers that have qualified for it through me. And the Stamp Happy Academy members can find it under the Stamp Happy Party Live tab for this month. So much fun. I'm so excited. I have to get that made in the next day or two because we're having that party on Wednesday night, and it is a fun fold and it's a really cool one. So I hope you guys will be able to join us. Now, don't worry if you can't join the live on the second Wednesday of the month. You are emailed the link to the video and you can watch it whenever. As long as you have that link, you can watch it whenever it works for you. Next, I want to make sure you know about our virtual album retreat. This is going to be taking place July 16th, 17th, and 18th from 2 to 10:30 p.m. Mountain Time on those days. This is a 12-page layout for scrapping. So 12 two-page layouts. It is $250. It is completely virtual. You could do this whenever you want. You will be added to a private Facebook group. And I have ordered my kit. You order the kit and then you get to be part of the virtual group. If anybody has any questions about that, please let me know, but I am super excited about it. Barb, Dina, and I are using the Sunrise Sailing online class this month. That Sunrise Sailing bundle is amazing. These are the products that will be included in the online class. You have 3 different options. You can get the whole enchilada with the bundle, or you can get the kit with the paper and the ephemera kit with the words, some twine embellishments, and a blending brush, or you can get the PDF only. This PDF will be included on the Stamp Happy Academy Live website. So if you're an SHA member, it is included in your membership. And this is that sailing boat bundle that I absolutely love. All right. Let's see. I showed you that and that. Oh, the Thankful Garden bundle is what I used with the decorative masks. That was really fun. The Grow with Love bundle has that gift card holder in it, and then these dies with these beautiful images. Oh, here's the card that I made for my niece. Now you can see that I used the white arch, and then the one that we made tonight does the gold arch, which I think is really, really pretty. Both of them are great, but that one's really pretty. And then I was going to share some photos with you of the shower that I went to this weekend. This is my niece, Emma, that's getting married. And this is our whole family that was there. My niece, Emma, her mom, my sister, my Aunt Janet, my Aunt Sandy, my daughter, Haley, my sister-in-law, Barb, my mom, Val, and Jasmine is Emma's little sister, my sister's daughter. So that was us at the shower. And then here's the beautiful table setting. I just thought this was so pretty. You see the little teacups and the little teapots. They're just gorgeous. Okay, I still have sound. I just want to make sure I still have sound. And then this is my mom. So we had so much fun at this shower. It was just really a blast. Oh, no sound. Great. What happened? Here comes Sarah. Sarah, what's happening to me?
I fixed it for you. You're good.
Okay, sorry you guys. Oh my gosh, how long was I without sound? As I'm going through those banners, I can't see. Probably since I quit. Okay, so I'm not going to run back through
all. A while ago and added you when you didn't have sound.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you're the best. Thank you, Sarah. Sorry, you guys. Yeah, I should have looked at that and I didn't. Okay, hang on. I'm getting to the back. Lost sound. Sound is back now. Okay, so here's my mom and me at the shower. And we had just had so much fun there. The other thing that I wanted to tell you guys about is the sketch challenge. Was the deadline for that was up yesterday. What did I do with that? Is this it? No, that's not it. That's not it. I've made quite the mess over here. I have winners selected. Hang on. Now I can't find it. What did I do with my bundle that I am giving away? I had it sitting right here. Do you see what a mess I can make? Okay, well, can't find it. It's here someplace. Magnolia. Oh, I don't know. Hang on. I'm going to hide that. And I think you guys can still hear me, right? I think so. I'm still looking for my bundle. I had it out here. I've got the name of the winner on here. But now I can't find it. Did I put it in one of these baskets maybe? Hang on, maybe I picked it up and threw it in a basket. No? Here it is. Good grief. Okay, you guys. Okay. All right. Phew, thanks for your patience. Like, that was crazy. All right, I'm going to turn my comments back on so I can see if you guys can't hear me or not. Yes, Magnolias. Oh, Vicky says she didn't get her sketch challenge entered. Oh, there'll be another one. There'll be another one. Kathy says, boy, are you your mother's daughter? Thanks. That makes my heart happy. So this is the bundle that I was giving away with the sketch challenge. And then for those of you that may have missed it, we made a whole bunch of cards with the sketch challenge. Here it is. I knew I had it right there. Good grief, now I'm having a hot flash because I got a little flustered. Okay. Oh, I have all these little stickers in here for photos. It's tricky taking pictures of cards that don't lay flat all the time. Here was our sketch. Right? Yay! Here was our sketch. And my winner is... Hang on, because I just peeled the papers off of there, and I don't know. Oh, my good Lord. I'm really having a hot flash. Here they are. They fell on the floor. Should I just stay like this? This is what I feel like. Oh, my gosh. Okay, I'm better. Connie Schnell. Connie Schnell is the big winner. Connie, are you not Schnell? Shell. Schell. Connie Shell, you are the big winner of the Magnolia mood. Oh, I'm gonna faint. I'm not really. Vicky says she used a sketch card at her class Saturday and everyone loved it. I know. It's a fabulous, fabulous layout. I did not create this layout. I just found it and used it again. Connie Shell of North Freedom, Wisconsin, you have some happy mail coming this week. I'm so excited to be able to give this away to you. Now, I have 3 other people that I had their names written down here. Here they are. I drew, the first name was Connie. She won the bundle. And then I drew 3 more names and I took your photos that you submitted for the cards that you designed for the challenge. And I have them on my blog post that will be posted on Monday morning. So there's also a link on that blog post. Nancy's laughing about my crown. I know. There's also a link to the Facebook post about this challenge. And if you look in the comments under the Facebook post that I'm going to give you on my blog post, you can see all the cards that were submitted using this very same fun fold layout. So I'm also getting honorable mention as being drawn as second, third, and fourth is Joanne Harris, Karen Harrison, and Elaine McCulley. Your cards are also going to be featured on my blog in a post tomorrow. So congratulations to you guys that won. And please know that when you enter my challenge, it's not based on your card, how fancy it is, how pretty it is, how perfect everything. It's just based on you participating. Everybody who shares a card under the challenge gets entered in a drawing. So it's totally random. Congratulations, Connie. I'm going to put your name and address back on here so I don't lose it again. And then I have prizes to give away from last week. So there are 3 ways to win prizes with me. The first way is to comment. So please make sure you're leaving a comment on this video. Whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, doesn't matter. Whether it's live or after the fact, doesn't matter, because next weekend I will put everybody in a drawing and I'll pick winners. My winner for leaving a comment last week is Marcia Culbert of Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Marcia, I saw you on here earlier. I hope that you are still here. You are going to get a pack of these gold faceted adhesive backed sequins in the mail. So you watch for your happy mail coming soon. Next, for sharing my video, everybody has the opportunity to share this video, whatever kind of device you're watching it on. If you're on Facebook, you can click on the share that's under the video. I don't know if Facebook has it there right now, but it'll be there when we're done being live for sure. You can share that. If I say I'm going to be live, like later tonight, you can share that. Everybody that shares gets entered. I see Marcia is on here. Congratulations, Marcia. I have a pack of the beautiful Tea Boutique card and envelopes. These are fantastic, fantastic little printed envelopes and printed cardstock. They're pre-scored. For sharing my video last week, I have Lynn Phones. Phones. Lynn, I have a packet of these on their way to you. Congratulations.
Chicken.
Look at him.
Chicken.
Look at him.
Banana.
Chicken. Banana.
Banana.
Go to bed. Next up, for placing an order with me in the last week since my last live, I have a paper pumpkin, brand new paper pumpkin kit. This was donated by Kathy Shaning. This is the Mountain Majesties. I almost said Majesticies. Mountain Majesties May 2025 paper pumpkin kit. This is going out to Renee Spencer. Everybody who placed an order with me since last Sunday was entered into a drawing. Renee Spencer, you have a paper pumpkin kit coming in the mail. So congratulations to all my winners. Huge thank you to all of you for clicking that like button, that thumbs up button, sharing my videos, placing orders with me. Most of all, being here to stamp along with me and put up with my crazy crown falling off, my hot flash because I can't find my prize, or my somewhat blurry video tonight. I'll get that figured out. I don't know what that's all about, but we'll figure it out. Make sure it hopefully doesn't happen again. If it is on my end, we'll get it figured out. Anyways, thank you so much for spending your evening with me. I can't tell you how much it means to me. Next weekend, we're going to South Park. I'm not sure. It's Father's Day, but I'm pretty sure that we'll be back in time for live. So you just watch my Facebook or my YouTube channel, and I will have something posted on there if I'm going to be live that night. But I'm pretty sure that I will. And that will be May 18th. Is that right? Yeah. No, it's June. I want it to be summer, but I'm going backwards. May 15th is Father's Day. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure that I'll be live. So thank you guys so much for all your kind comments. I've kept you long enough. Thanks for putting up with my blurry and my crazy and my no sound. And good grief, I'll get this figured out. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.